Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Kenaniah. Shalom, Aki.
Hey, shalom, shalom, my key. Shalom, shalom, family. Appreciate you all tuning in.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is another Yom Shishi evening, and we are back again into the book. Last week we completed Second Samuel, and now we are at First Kings. All praises to the Father as the story continues, and we're going to go ahead and get to it. Lots of adventures in First and Second Samuel, and now we'll get into even more into First Kings. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is First Kings, and if we look at it in scriptures, it's how we say that?
Malakim,
Malachi.
Malakim.
Okay, okay. That's strange. Hear Malakim, I think of angels, or what we
Yeah,
would come to
Khan.
think of angels, or cherubs, I should say. But come, well, let's go ahead here. And it says David in his old age. This is First Kings chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with cloth, but he got no heat. So he's in his old age. He's not even retaining heat anymore. He's just
Mm-hmm.
constantly cold. So man, let's take a look at this word king here. Yep, Malik. That's sure what it is. Okay. See, when I think of that, I think of a messenger, but it's
Yeah,
used as a
Khan.
king this many times, 20, 25, 18 times. Used as royal two times. And what is this? Hamalek?
Hamalek. Hamamalek.
Hamamalek? One time. And then Macham,
Malakam.
Malakam,
Malakam.
one time. And then Moluth, Moluth, one
Mm-hmm.
time. So uh, just looking at a definition. Yeah, a king royal. So, okay. Just kind of curious about that. But let's go ahead and continue here. Verse 2. It says, wherefore his servants said unto him, let there be sought for my master the king a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in your bosom, that my master may get heat. So they want to warm him up. So they're gonna get him
Mm-hmm.
a new bride, and let that be, let that warm him up. So hopefully his uh, libido will get going again.
Oh,
That'll bring
God,
him,
God.
give him some life. Verse 3. It says, so they thought, so they sought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found Ab
Abishag.
Abish Abishag Abishag, uh, a Shulamite, and brought her to the king. So let's check out Abishag. Have was this it's not the first time I've heard Shulamite. I think this is the first time we've seen it in the text though. Uh, Abishag, yeah. My father
Abishag. Oh,
is a
Shag.
wanderer. Shag, yeah, yeah, Shag. My father is a wanderer. Beautiful, David's beautiful young nurse. Oh, they calling her a nurse. I thought it was his wife. A concubine? They calling her a concubine.
You know, I remember us talking about that before and how that was supposed to be somebody from another nation.
Yeah, that's what
But
I'm like.
you know that Shumanite. What is that? Is that of the daughters of Israel?
Let's go to that. As I was thinking, I think this is the first time that we've seen it in the text here. Shunammite.
Shunamith.
Yeah, yeah. This is the first time we've seen it here. Uh, see Shun double reaching space, and inhabitants of
Hmm.
Shunem. So why would they bring him a woman that wasn't Israel? Huh. So it's really not even clear by the definition.
Right.
But it said in her name, it called her a concubine, right? Well, not a definition, but in Abishag from H1, H7686, father of error, i.e., blundering. Abishag, a concubine of Dawid. Abishag, like concubine, huh? Well, I mean, I don't think she could be a daughter of Zion because a concubine would be a different nation. So I wonder why they would go and get him a woman from another nation, though. I mean, what's she doing in the land? Verse 4. Strange. But it makes sense because her name means her father is a wanderer,
Mm.
so maybe wandering to this place, and that's how they found her. So strange. Or takes me back to Torah, where it says, if they escape from their master and they flee to Israel, we can't give them back. So
Hmm.
we have to keep them with us, and they can have space with us. So um, 'cause we done been through captivity and we know how it is, and it's not enjoyable. So verse 4, and the damsel was very fair and cherished the king and ministered to him, but the king knew her not. So he didn't touch her. He
He was
just
he was ill. What? He was ill for real.
yeah, he was yeah, because I guess he wasn't he wasn't getting heat. So I mean he's got to be 70s going in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
if
I
not,
want to say he was 70 when he died.
or was it?
I want to
Because
say King David was 70 when he passed
remember
away.
we was reading and we saw that 40 years had passed. He started when he was 30, and then we in what is that Second
Yeah,
Samuel,
Khan.
where it said 40 years had passed. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
got to be
believe I
further than
believe
that.
we're gonna read it. I believe we're gonna
Okay,
read how
let's
old
see.
he was when, yeah, like maybe
Okay,
not this chapter, but maybe the next one. I don't know.
next one. Okay, let's continue then. Uh, then Adoniah, the son of uh, Ha- Haggith,
Hagith.
Haggith,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Haggith, exalted himself, saying, "I will be king, and be prepared." And he prepared him chariots and horsemen and 50 men to run before him. Now, who in the world is this? One of his sons?
Khan.
What is wrong with him? How he just gonna say, "My master is Yahuwah"? I like that name,
Mm-hmm.
but he had the wrong ruach. Good name, wrong ruach of Haggith, festive. Oh, wife of David, mother of
Mm-hmm.
Adonijah. Okay, let's continue here.
And see,
All right.
I don't even remember him uh, marrying Hagith. You know what I mean? I don't think we read about that. We just read that he I think when he got to Jerusalem, he ended up taking on more wives, is what we read. I think.
Yeah, I think he. Yeah, I think he did all of his. I don't think it all could have been in the book. It'd have been too thick.
Khan,
'Cause he
Khan,
he was a busy man, so bu-
indeed.
busy king. So, verse 6, and his father had not Slikah, and his father had not displeased him at any time, in saying, "Why have you done so?" and he also was a very goodly man, and his mother bare him after Absalom. So he came after Absalom.
Okay, so yeah, this was one of the wives from Hebron.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently he shared mothers with Absalom. So
Yeah, but I want to say that we read that Absalom's mother was called something else.
yeah, we'll have to go back.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let's look at that. Let's look at his name real quick and see what it tells us. If it gives us his mother's name, father-in-law, third son of David, firstborn of first first son of Amion, leader of the revolt against his father. Uh, firstborn son of, is this her?
No, that's remember that's the brother that had raped his sister,
Oh, killer of the firstborn
Amnon.
son. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Amnon. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Okay. Uh, so where is the? No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say who his mother is. So it's not for. Well,
My
we can
God.
look back at that then another time. No big deal. Um, verse 7. And he conferred
Conferred.
with Joab, the son of uh, Zeruiah, and
Zariah.
with Salakia, Sariah.
No, Salaki. No, you were right. Zeruiah.
Oh, Zeruiah, okay. And with Abathar,
Mm-hmm.
Abathara, the priest, and they followed Adon helped and helped him, Salakia, helped
Mm-hmm.
him. Uh, but Zadok, the priest, and Benaiah, the son of uh,
Yohada. Yohada.
Yehada, and Nathaniel the prophet, and Shaimi, Sha, Shaimi,
I
Shamiah,
think that's Shimmy.
Shimi, okay, kind of, Todaki, and Re, and the mighty men of, and the mighty men which belonged to Dawid were not with Adonijah, and Adonijah still Slakia, and Adonijah slew sheep and oxen and fat calf by the stone of Zoheth, Zoheleth,
Zohaleth.
Zoheleth, Todah, which is by En Rogel, En Rogel,
Yep. In Groel.
En Royal, Todah, and called all his brethren, the king's sons, and all the men of Yehuda, and the king's servants. But Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah, and the mighty men, and Solomon his brother, he called not. So I believe this is the brother that Solomon gonna end up having put down, or is it
Mm-hmm.
the other? Is it the other one? Um,
I
I
believe it's this one, not.
believe it's this one. Okay, kind.
Mm-hmm.
First Kings chapter 1 and verse 11. Nathaniel and Bathsheba. Wherefore Nathaniel, verse 11. Wherefore Nathaniel spoke unto Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, saying, have you not heard Adonijah, the son of uh, Hageth, Hag, and it's double G, uh, Haggith,
I think it's Haggith. Mm-hmm.
Haggith, okay, uh, doeth reign, and Dawid our master knoweth it not? Like you heard that your brother trying to take over stuff, and the king don't even know. Uh, what's going on here? Verse 12.
God.
Now therefore let me, I pray you, give you counsel, that you may save your own life and the life of your son Solomon. Go and get you unto King Dawid, and say unto him, Didst you not know, my master, O king, swear unto thy maid, saying, Assuredly Solomon your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne. Why then do Adonijah reign? It's hard to be against a cat with a name like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I know he's going off, but he got a really good name, Adonijah. Like it's hard to be against him. Verse 14. Behold, while you yet talketh there with the king, I also will come in after you and confirm your words. And Bathsheba went in unto the king into his chamber, into the chamber. And the king was very old. And Abishag the Shulamite ministered unto the king. And Bathsheba bowed and did obeisance, obeisance, obeisance unto the king. And the king said, What wouldest you? And she said unto him, My master, you swear by Yahuwah your power unto your handmaid, saying, Surely, surely Solomon your son will reign after me, and he shall sit up on my throne. And now behold, Adonijah reign, reigneth, and now my master the king, you know it not, and he hath slain oxen and fat calf, Salakia, and fat cattle and sheep in abundance, and have called all the sons of the king and Ab, Abathar, Abathayah, Abathayah the
Avatar.
priest,
Hmm.
Abathar, Salakia, Abathar the priest, and Joab the captain of the host. But Solomon your servant have he not called. And you, O master, my master, O king, the eyes of all of Israel are upon you, and you should tell him who shall sit on the throne of my master the king after him. Otherwise it shall come to pass that my master the king shall sleep with his fathers, that I and my son Solomon shall be counted offenders. And lo, uh, while she yet talked to the king, Nathaniel the prophet came in, also came in. Slaki. I wanted to look at that word lo. I know that's an old English word, but it's not even on there. Okay, no sweat. Let's continue. I thought it was going to be, I was under the impression that was a Hebrew word,
Hmm.
but let's continue. Verse 23. And they told the king, saying, Both Nathaniel the prophet and Slakia. Let me start that over. And they told the king, saying, Behold, Nathaniel the prophet. And when he came in to the king, he bowed himself before the king with his face to the ground. And Nathaniel said, My master, O king, have you said Adonijah shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne? For he have gone down this day and have slain oxen and fat calves, cattle and sheep in abundance, and called all the king's sons, and the captain of the host, and Abathar the priest. And behold, they eat and drink before him, and say, Most High save King Adonijah. But me, even me, your servant, and Zadok the priest, and Benaiah the son of uh, Yaha, Yaha,
Jehoiada.
Yahada, Yahada. Man, I don't recall that name, but I think we did look at it.
Yeah.
Uh, and your servant Solomon have he not called? So he came in basically told him the exact same thing. So I mean, what is the king really going to be doing here in this situation? Let's continue here. Verse 27: Is this thing done by my master, the king, and you have not shown it unto your servant? Who shall sit on the throne of my master, the king, after him? So I wonder. It make you wonder, like, would things have been, remarkably different if he would have actually reigned instead of
Hmm.
Solomon?
Well,
I don't know.
we know that the sword, King Dawid is told that the sword shall not depart from his house. So,
Yeah,
things would have still played out, the way that they did.
you're right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It definitely would have been that. But Solomon did have quite a bit of peace.
Hmm.
He didn't have near the amount of war that David had. David had war like unreasonable. Like he was constantly
Called him
fighting.
called him a bloody man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he fought. Whew, it was exhausting to read all of his fighting. And I don't think we even got all of it. I think we got
Right.
the bulk of it. Not the bulk, but the most important parts of it. You know.
Hmm.
So, verse 28. Then King David answered and said, "Call me Bathsheba." And she came into the king's presence, and stood before the king. And the king sware and said, "As Yahuwah liveth, that have redeemed my soul out of all distress, even as I swear unto you by Yahuwah, power of Israel, saying, Assuredly Solomon your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit upon my throne in my stead. Even so will I certainly do this day." Then Bathsheba bowed with her face to the earth, and did reverence the king, and said, "Let my master King Dawid, live forever."
Hmm.
That's
You
cute.
know, what this reminds me of though. She
What's that?
reminds me of Rebecca. When Rebecca had gone to Isaac, or no, when Rebecca had not gone to Isaac, but when she had, you know, made her son Jacob, or Jacob,
Uh,
get the blessing of Isaac. You know what I mean?
oh
Bathsheba,
yeah,
in
kind.
a lot of ways, I just see similitude between those two matriarchs of Israel.
Kind. Yeah, I feel you on that, and I do see that she definitely trying to, but I kind of think the difference there is that she was really well. Uh, she did have. She had what the spirit told her, or the
Mm-hmm.
messenger told her.
Yeah, con.
Rebecca did,
Mm-hmm.
and same thing because she had told her that this was going to be the case. Like the king had told her that this was going to be the case. Swore by Yahuwah that it had to happen the way that it did. So, uh, okay, so we're at 32, verse 32. And King Dawid said, "Call me Zadok the priest, and Nathaniel the prophet, and Benaiah the son of," I'm gonna get his name, Jehoiada,
Mm-hmm.
Jehoiada, hallelujah. I recalled it. Yeah, it just popped in my mind like Jehoiada. Okay,
Yeah, all praises.
hallelujah. It took a few times, but yeah, kind. So, and they came before the king, and the king also said unto them, "Take with you the servants of your master, and cause Solomon my son to ride up on my own mule, and bring him down to Gilhan, Gahan,
Yeah, con. Do you
Gahan.
hear any background noise coming out of my mic?
Yeah, it's not bad though. I mean, it's yeah, I
Okay.
can hear a
Let
little
me
bit,
let me
but
try to find somewhere quiet. Let
okay,
me.
okay. Take your time. I'll continue reading here. Verse 34. And let Zadok, the priest of Nathan, the prophet, anoint him their king over Israel, and blow you the trumpet, and say, the Most High save King Solomon. Then you shall come up after him, and he shall, and he, Salakia. Let me start that up. Verse 35. Then you shall come up after him, that he may come and sit upon my throne, and he shall be king in my stead. And I have appointed him to be ruler over Israel and over Yehuda. And Benaiah, the son of Yeda, Yeda, Jehoiada, answered the king and said, Amen. Yahuwah, power of my master, the king, say so too. Wow, that's I don't know. That's ironic. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, Jehoiada, answered the king and said, Amen. Yahuwah, power of my master, the king, say so too. I think I would have said Yahuwah, our power, is in agreement with that, or he says so as well, rather
Con.
than to say, well, I guess that you showing reverence to the king in that situation. But man, I would hate to. I couldn't imagine telling somebody Yahuwah was their power out of my mouth. Yahuwah your power, like Yahuwah our power.
Hey, God.
you know, you know what I'm saying. So, verse 37. Yeah, that's much better. It's much quieter, but it wasn't bad initially. So,
Yeah, just seemed like they were getting louder, and
yeah,
it's like, let me go find me a room.
yeah, they probably kicking back, enjoying their family time. So,
Hmm.
um, verse 37. It says, "As Yahuwah had been with my master the king, even so be he with Solomon, and make his throne greater than the throne of my master King Dawid." So, that brings me a head scratch there because again, Solomon didn't have near the plight that Dawid had. So that I can recall now, we're actually reading it. We may see something different in this First Kings. I think his biggest conquest was building the his house. Honestly, I think that was his biggest conquest,
Hmm.
and going off. You know, uh, that was the sad part. And had you heard the doctrine that Solomon was um, that Hamashiach was Solomon regeneration?
Hmm.
You had heard that, yeah. I don't know about
Yeah,
that,
con.
but I don't know where they got that from. I don't know how you
Yeah,
deduce that from
indeed.
uh, from
Some of
this.
that One West camp doctrine.
Kai. Verse 38, First Kings chapter 1 and verse 38, Solomon anointed king. So Zadok the priest and Nathaniel the prophet and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada and the uh, chair Cher,
Kerith, Kerethites,
the Kerethites, Todarki, the Kerethites and the uh,
Pelethites.
Pelethites, Todar, went down and caused Solomon to ride upon King Dawid's mule and brought him to Gilhan. And Zadok the priest took the horn of oil out of the tabernacle and anointed Solomon, and they blew the shofar. And all the people said, Most High save King Solomon. And all the people came up after him, and the people piped with pipes and rejoiced with great joy, so that the earth rent with the sound of them. This is what I was interested to see right here, verse 41. And
Mm-hmm.
Adonijah and all the guests that were with him heard it as they made an end of eating. And when Joab heard the sound of the trumpet, he said, "Wherefore is the noise in the city being in an uproar?" So Joab, captain of the host, he's like, "You don't know what's going on. What's going on here?" Verse 42. And when he yet spoke, behold, Jonathan, the son of Abithar, the priest, came, and Adon Adonijah
Adoniakan.
Adonijah said unto him, "Come in, for you are a valiant man, and bring good tidings, and bring us good tidings." And Jehonathan answered and said to Adonijah, "Verily, our master King Dawid have made Solomon king, and the king had sent me, Salakia, and the king have mm, Salakia, I'm sorry, I'm tripping on verse 44. And the king have sent with him Zadok the priest, and Nathan the prophet, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, and the Kerethites, and
Mm-hmm.
the Pelenites, and have caused him to ride upon the king's mule. And Zadok the priest and Nathan the prophet have anointed him king in Gerhan,
Gahan, Khan.
and they came, and they are come up from there rejoicing, so that the city ring again, Salakia, so the city ring again. This is the noise that you have heard. And also Solomon sit upon the throne of the kingdom. And moreover, the king's servant come and bless our master King Dawid, saying, Most High make the name of Solomon better than the name, and make the throne greater than your throne. And the king bowed himself upon the bed. And also, thus said the king, Barak be Yahuwah, power of Israel, which have given one to sit on my throne this day, mine eyes even seeing it. And all the guests that were in uh, Adonijah were afraid and rose up and went every man his way. So they like, oh shoot, we in the wrong place. We with the wrong
Right,
cat.
Khan. Khan, Khan.
The
We
king
chose
done
wrong.
right. The king done anointed this one. I just imagine that's like to be like, oh shoot, that's got to be awkward.
Indeed.
Verse 50. And Adonijah feared because of Solomon, and arose and went and caught hold of the horn of the altar. And it was told Solomon, saying, Adonijah feareth King Solomon, for lo, he have caught hold of the horn of the altar, saying, Let King Solomon swear unto me today that he will not slay his servants with the sword. And Solomon said, If he will show himself a worthy man, then shall not any hair of him fall to the earth. But if wickedness be found in him, he shall die. So
Mm-hmm.
King Solomon sent, and they brought him down from the altar, and he came and bowed himself to King Solomon. And Solomon said unto him, go in your house. So Solomon then took over like, look here, I'm the cat. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the man right here. So let's see how Solomon gets the well actually the headline here reads, this is chapter two. The headline reads David charged to Solomon. So we know what David gonna give him some instruction. That we gonna give him some instruction that he gonna get him going into his reign over Israel. Verse 1. Now the days of Dawid drew near that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, and we really haven't heard anything about Solomon until now. I mean, we heard
Indeed,
that he
like
was
we
born.
don't hear any of the exploits.
No, nothing.
Really not sure how he took the situation with uh uh his brother killing his other brother. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. No, we don't hear he wasn't involved in any of that. The death of Absalom, we didn't hear anything from Solomon whatsoever. I don't even know how old Solomon is. It's we haven't gotten really any of that up
Okay.
until this point. This is the first that we've really. That was really the first thing we've heard him say. Uh, if he be a wicked man, then he shall die. But if he's good, then he'll live. So verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be you strong, therefore, and show yourself a man, and keep the charge of Yahuwah your power, and walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moshe, that you may prosper in all you do, and whithersoever you turn yourself, that Yahuwah may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if my children take heed to their way, and walk before me in truth and all their heart and with all of their soul, and shall not fail you. There shall not fail you, he said he, a man in the throne of Israel. Moreover, you know all that Joab, the son of look, he
Uh-huh.
started right with Joab.
Yep.
Moreover, you know all that Joab, the son of uh, Ye- Ye-
Zerua.
Zeruiah,
Zerua.
Zeruiah, did to me, Tolaki, did to me, and what he did to the two captains of the host of Israel, unto Abner, son of Ner, and unto uh, Amasa, son of Jether, whom he slew, and shed the blood of war in peace, and put blood of war upon his girdle, and was about his loins, and in his shoes where that were on his feet. Do therefore according to your wisdom, and let not his hoary head go down to the grave in peace. Wow. He had every opportunity to just let that go, but he was like, nah, don't,
Nah, he
don't.
brought that back up for a
All
reason.
right. Yeah, right, kind. Verse 7. Yeah, I'm certainly not blaming him
Okay.
uh, because I definitely think he did it the right thing here. But, it's strange because he had to know that was going to eventually come back to him.
Hmm.
And this would seem like to be the time when, he's older. I mean, seemed like he would have even, you know, moved on from that. Like, they're gonna eventually get me back. So I made some bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? So verse 7. But he showed kindness to the sons of Bazilia, the Gileadite, and let them be of those that eat at your table. For so they came to me when I fled from Absalom your brother. And behold, you have Slikah. And behold, you have with you Shimei, the son of Gerah, and Benaiah of uh, Bahum,
No,
Bayum.
it's a Benamite of
Oh, Salakia. Salakia. I'm tripping. A Benamite of Bahum,
Bahurim Khan.
Bahurim, Bahurim, Todaki, which cursed me with a grievous curse in the day when I went to uh, Man-
Mahanam.
Mahanaim. But he came down to meet me at Jordan, and I swear to him by Yahuwah, saying, I will not put to death, I will not put you to death with the sword. Like I told him I wouldn't do it, but I never told him that my house wouldn't do it, if my
Yeah,
son wouldn't do
God,
it.
God.
Verse 9. Now therefore hold him not guiltless, for you are a wise man, and know what you ought to do unto him. But his hoary head bring you down to the grave with blood. Damn, weed is something else, boy.
Right, right.
Said bring his head down with blood. Don't let him don't let him die in peace. Verse 10. The death of Dawid. So Dawid slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of Dawid. And the days of Dawid reigned over Israel were 40 years. 70 years reigned 7 years reigned in Hebron, and 30 and 3 years reigned in Jerusalem. Then sat Solomon on the throne of Dawid his father, and the king and his kingdom was established greatly. And Adonijah, the son of Hagrath, Hagrath,
I get.
Hagrith, came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and said, Come you peaceably? And he said, Peaceably. Verse 14. He said, Moreover, I have somewhat to say to you. And she said, Say on. And he said, it's kind of Slacky, it's kind of ironic to see the interaction with him, with her, with his brother's mother not being
Mm-hmm.
his mother, but you would expect him to treat her like a mother, in the same manner, seeing how this is his father's wife,
Khan.
so that's what you would expect. You wouldn't expect him, because he kind of talk, they kind of way they talk to each other is like kind of transactional. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's not like a. You remember when? Well, no, that was on the movie. Uh, yeah, that was on the movie when Joseph, when his mother had to talk with him, and he was like, "We're half brothers," and he was like, "They're." She was like, "They're my sons as much as you are," and
Mm-hmm.
that's how it should be. But I don't think we see that in the script. Um,
Khan.
yeah. So, verse 15, and he said, "You know that the kingdom was mine, and that all of Israel set their face on me, that I should reign. Howbeit the kingdom is turned about, and is become my brother's, for it was his from Yahuwah. And now I ask one petition of you, deny me not." And she said unto him, Say on. And he said, Speak, I pray you, unto Solomon the king, for he will not say to you no. And he gave Sligar that he give me Abishag the Shulamite to wife. What?
That's wait a
Now,
minute. That's That's his mother. No, no, no. That was the
Uh,
concubine that they brought in there to King Dawid.
yeah, but he never lay with her.
Right,
So
Khan. Yeah, so
he
it wouldn't
wanted.
have been his concubine.
I guess not. I mean, she ministered to it. They called her. She ministered to him. So
Hmm.
I don't know what that ministering means. What does that really mean? Is she just what read script to him, or
I'm thinking she was giving him sponge baths or something, man.
yeah? Because one place called her a nurse.
Hmm.
Um, they called her a nurse. So I don't know. Um, but he asked for her to be his wife. Verse 18. And Bathsheba said, "Well, I will
Right.
speak for you to the king." It's funny how they put that in there. Well,
Well.
like, we'll see about that.
Right. Right. Right.
He just signed his death warrant right there. So yeah, Abiyah, Adonijah executed. So yeah, he signed his death warrant and asking that. I'll speak unto the king. Verse 19. Bathsheba therefore went to King Solomon and uh, to speak unto him for Adonijah. And the king rose up to meet her, and bowed himself unto her, and sat down on his throne, and caused a seat to be set for the king's mother, as she sat on
Hmm.
his right hand. Now that I don't know. I kind of feel some kind of way about a foreigner sitting at the right hand of the king. She is a foreigner. She
Right.
was not of our own people, and which I don't understand why it was Solomon, but I mean, maybe it just hasn't been explained right, from what we read. But that we did swear to her, but why would he swear that to her and not to a daughter of his own people? Strange.
Khan.
So, verse 20. Then said she, Slakia. See how I be doing it straight backwards. Then she said, I desire one small petition of you. I pray you, say, hold up, what she say? She shouldn't have said that before she told him what it was and who it came from. I pray you, say not nay. And the king said unto her, ask on, my mother, for I will not say you nay. So now he done promised, and he
Hmm.
got to go back on that. Verse 21. And she said, let Abishag the Shulamite be given to Adoniah, Adon, Adon, Slakia, Adon Yah, your brother, to wife. And King Solomon answered and said unto his mother, and why do you ask Abishag the Shulamite for Adoniah? As for him, the kingdom also, for he is my elder brother,
Mm.
even for him, and for uh, Abastar the priest,
Avatar.
Abathar, Salakia, Abathar the priest, and for Joab the son of Zerah. Now he already know he got to deal with Joab, the son of Zerah. Then King Solomon swore by Yahuwah, saying, Most High do so to me, and more also, if Adonijah have not spoken his word against his own life. Like he didn't call. He asking for. It's strange because I don't. Again, Dawid did not marry this woman. This was his literally, apparently his nurse. He never touched her.
Right. Khan.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be sensible for the king's wife to go to his son. I would venture to say because that's typically what happens. You take over the kingdom, take you take the wives with it. You take the
Hmm.
wives with them. But since this wasn't actually his wife, if this was just his nurse, I don't know. I mean, she should know no man if he hadn't touched her. So I guess he just wanted her for himself. But uh, I really don't see. I mean, it's just not equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Because, but I see why he's doing it because it would seem like that way. Like I got the king's last woman. You know, even
Mm-hmm.
though he never touched her. But if even if she was, she would have been with another man. So it would make sense that the king would get her. So that would make sense. Verse 24. Now therefore, as Yahuwah liveth, which have established me and set me on the throne of Dawid my father, and who have made me an house, and as he promised, Adonijah shall be put to death this day. And King Solomon sent by the hand of Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, to fall upon him that he die. That term fall upon him, that's like,
Man, you know that's
yeah,
bad. That's bad intentions, right? You
right, right.
he
Fall
fell
upon
upon
him. That's like sick him.
him. Right, right.
Get him. Take him out. Verse 26. And unto Abathar the priest said the king, get you to uh, Anathon. Dang, I keep messing that one up. Uh, and Anathonath,
Anathoth. Anathoth.
Anathoth, Anathoth,
Mm-hmm.
unto your own field, for you are worthy of death. But I will not at this time put you to death. Wow, because you because you uh, because you bears the ark of Yahuwah, Slakia, because you bear the ark of the Master Yahuwah before Dawid my father, and because you have not afflicted and not been afflicted in all wherein my father was afflicted. So Solomon thrust Abathar from being priest, thrust out Abathar from being priest unto Yahuwah, that he might fulfill the word of Yahuwah, which he spake concerning the house of Eli and Shiloh. Joab executed. My goodness, it's starting off from bloody to start. So he using
Indeed.
Benaiah for all of this, huh?
Yeah,
Benaiah doing all the work. He taking the spot of Joab. He gonna be the captain of the host, I guess. Uh, verse 28. Then tidings came to Joab, for Joab had turned after Adonijah, though he turned not after Absalom. And Joab fled unto the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and caught hold of the horn of the altar. And it was told Solomon that Joab had fled into the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and behold, he is at the altar. Then Solomon sent Benaiah, the son of Yadok, saying, go, fall upon him. And Benaiah came to the tabernacle of Yahuwah, and said unto him, thus said the king, come forth. And he said, nay, but I will die here. Slacky, I don't mean to laugh at your ass, but wonder why he would do that. Why would he go after the wrong son and then not even? That's strange. Uh, seemed like he would have went after if he would have went after Absalom, he'd have had a better chance.
yeah.
Because if Absalom would have, he probably would have never had to pay for that stuff that he did if he would have ended up winning and being king.
Mm-hmm.
And he the one that killed Absalom. Ain't that
You
something?
come.
And Benaiah brought the king, Slakia, and Benaiah brought the king word again, saying, thus saith Joab, and thus he answered me. And the king said unto him, do as he has said, and fall on him, and bury him, that he may take away the innocent blood which Joab shed from me and from the house of my father. So that takes us back to the script, to the Torah. The Torah said that the land is defiled with blood, and it can only be cleaned by the blood of him that shed it. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes absolute sense that he got to go.
It
He
come.
got to go, and it it takes it to a modern sense because when you go into you watch some of these movies, you know, it's always somebody that did something that don't have no business, and then they get it back at the end, and it's like, man, I had this coming. They always be like, yeah, I knew it was gonna come. It was just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. And them caught up to me.
Yeah, they caught me, and don't even be surprised. They'd be like, yeah, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, verse 32. And Yahuwah shall return his blood upon his own head, who fell upon two men more righteous and better than he, and slew them with the sword. My father Dawid, not knowing thereof, to wit, Abner the son of Ner, captain of the host of Israel, and Amasa the son of Yethar, captain of the host of Yehuda. It's ironic that he took out both of the captains, and he ended up with that very same office.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 33: Their blood shall be upon Slakia. Their blood shall therefore return upon the head of Joab, and upon his head, Slakia, and upon the head of his seer. Salakia, I keep messing this up. Let me start at verse 33. Their blood shall therefore return upon the head of Joab, and upon the head of his seed forever, and upon Dawid, and upon his seed, and upon his house, and upon his throne, shall there be peace forever from Yahuwah. Now, who is saying that? I don't. Uh, is that Solomon?
Yeah, I believe that's Solomon
I
still
believe so
speaking.
too. Okay, verse 34. So Benaiah, the son of Yadak, went up and fell upon him and slew him, and he was buried in his own house in the wilderness. So he didn't even live with among the people. He lived in the wilderness. Verse 35. And the king put Benaiah the son of Yadak in his room over the host, and Zadok the priest did the and Zadok the priest did the king put in the room of Abathar. Now Shimei executed. Now Shimei got to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yep.
Verse 36. And the king sat and called for Shimei and said unto him, Build you a house in Jerusalem and dwell there, and go not forth there any weather any weather. So I don't like that. I think if you're gonna execute the man, calling forth and tell him he's gonna be executed, don't be like trying to play it like everything copacetic.
Well, he was trying to give Shimmy a chance.
Or was he? Okay, okay. So I need to keep
Yeah,
reading. Okay,
come.
kind. I thought he was, like he was, because Dawid told him, "Do what you see fit," as
Mm-hmm.
as a wise man. So initially he was gonna be cool with him, but
Yeah.
okay. So Shimmy gonna show his rear end. Okay, I got you. All right, verse 37. For it shall be that one day you go out and pass over the brook of Kidron, and shall know for certain that you shall surely die. Your blood shall be upon your own head. And Shimei said unto the king, the saying is good, and my master the king shall also slack it. My master the king hath said so will your servant do. And Shimei dwelt in Jerusalem many days. And it came to pass at the end of 3 years that two of the servants of Shimei ran away unto uh, Ish Akish,
Akish, Khan,
Akish, son of uh,
Ma'akah.
Ma'akah. I never get those double A's. Ma'akah. I wouldn't have got that one out. I would not have got it. Because the double A's get me every time.
Okay.
Ma'akah, king of Goth. So he over there with the
Philistines.
Philistines, yeah, king of
Uh-huh.
Goth. And they told Shimei, saying, behold, your servants be in Goth. And Shimei arose and saddled his donkey and went to Gath, and Achish, Slakia, and went to Gath to Achish to seek his servants. And Shimei went and brought his servants from Gath. So that they just ran off to Gath like we gonna get away. Was he a tyrant?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he was who
You in the Matrix, Hawk?
Oh, Khan. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better, much better.
Okay. Was you were asking was this
Was
guy in Gath a tyrant or Shimmy?
no, was Shimei the one who, because his servants ran off. So what would make his servants run off? I mean, he had to been
Well,
being,
they knew that he couldn't run after him because he wasn't supposed to leave.
oh, okay, 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 gotcha. Verse 41. That's strange that they would run though if he was treating them well. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's curious. Okay, verse 41. And it was told Solomon that Shimei had gone from Jerusalem to Gath and was come again. And the king sent and called for Shimei and said unto him, Did I did I not make you swear by Yahuwah? Boy, you cannot swear to Yahuwah and then go back on it, even by accident
Hey,
or
hey,
coincidence.
Khan.
You can't do that. That's why it's better not to swear. Do not swear by Yahuwah for any reason. Well, I mean, you should swear by Yahuwah. Don't get me wrong, if you're gonna swear, but it's better just to say I will or I won't, not swear by Yahuwah. Because as soon as you do that and then you go back on it, now you're worthy of death.
Hmm. Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Uh, did I did I not make you swear by Yahuwah and protest unto you and protested unto you? Know for a certain that the day that you go out and walk abroad, any weather, that you shall surely die. And you have said unto me, the word that I have heard is good. What then have you not kept your oath of Yahuwah and the commandment that I have charged you with? And the king said moreover to Shimei, you know all that the wickedness that Slakia, you know all the wickedness which your heart is privy to, that you did to Dawid my father. Therefore, Yahuwah have Yahuwah shall return your wickedness upon your own head, and King Solomon shall be Barak, and the throne of
Hmm.
Dawid shall be established before Yahuwah forever. So the king commanded Benaiah the son of Yadak, which went out to fall upon him, and he died. And the kingdom was established in the hand of Solomon. So how many people here killed in these two
Let's
chapters?
see. Joab, his brother, Shimmy. I think that's it.
That's
Them
three.
three.
Yeah, that's three right there. My goodness. Yeah, he'd have been busy, and it seemed like this. Well, they said that was 2 years, so
Hmm.
that was kind of acceptable. And he did give him. You're right. He did give him a chance. I thought he was just calling them there to say, "Look here, I'm gonna put you in a place and get him, Benaiah." Follow.
Right. You right.
You know what I'm
Fall
saying?
on him.
I was like, don't. That's why I was like, don't be like that. If you're gonna execute the man, just gonna execute him. Don't be trying to
Hmm.
play him like he got a chance, but he didn't. So I'm so stuffed up right now. My goodness, I guess I shouldn't have. I don't know. Let's go ahead to chapter 3 here.
Con.
Solomon ruled uh, consolidated. Solomon's
Hmm.
rule consolidated. Verse 3, chapter 3 and verse 1. And Solomon made uh, a affinity with Pharaoh, king of Mizraim, and took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her unto the city of Dawid. I'm surprised he didn't try to change the city of Dawid to the city of Solomon. But let me continue. And I may have said that out of I'm just yeah, I may have said that out of place. So Salakia, I didn't mean anything by that. But let me continue. Until he made an end of the building of his own house, and the house of Yahuwah, and the wall of Jerusalem round about. I know Solomon going, and the reason I said that, and not to justify it, but the reason I said that is because I know Solomon spent more time building his own house than he did building Yahuwah's house. And so that tells me where his focus was.
Yeah,
And
Con, and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. That's all I was really getting to.
Yeah, but I don't think it was out of pocket for you to say it because we know that Solomon spoke about vanity
Yeah,
quite often in his writings, and he
yeah,
was able to do so because that's what he was doing while he was.
hmm yeah.
Can
That's
you hear
really
me
what
out?
he was. Yeah, kind. That's really what he was about. And
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to just be trying to ring the brother for. I don't know if his place is. I don't know if like some of the others that we've read. I don't see his place solidified as David is. Like I don't show that in the script. Like it talks about Dawid being in the kingdom. We don't see
Mm-hmm.
that concerning Solomon. Like we don't see that with certainty. And I wonder about that. And that's not my place. That's not my place to judge. You know what I'm saying? It's not my place to say who's gonna be where. But when I can read in the text and see, you know, Dawid, I see um, the patriarchs. I see, but not see Solomon. Even Joab, even Job. I see his name there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but not uh, Solomon. So it is what it is. But that's up to Yahuwah. That's not up to Hazakiyahu. So all right, let's continue. Verse 2. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of Yahuwah until those days. And Solomon loved Yahuwah, walking in the statutes of Dawid his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. So it sounds like even that he's still off. Only
Mm-hmm.
he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. So Yahuwah didn't have a high place, so who was he burning that to? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that saying that he was doing burning that to?
I think it's saying that that's where he chose because it. But I'm not sure how, because there was clearly somewhere for him to make a sacrifice at the tabernacle. So
Right.
why wasn't he doing it there? Why was he going to these high places?
I
Who
think
was he indeed sacrificing to?
it looks like from what I see here, I mean, what it says Solomon loved Yahuwah, walking in the statutes of not of Yahuwah, but of Dawid his father. Only he sacrificed and burned incense in high places. So
And that's yeah, that's
this is early in his reign. So we
hmm
talking in the first 3 years. He's looks like he's doing this particular thing. You know what I'm saying? So and notice it didn't say when it says statues, he walked in the statue. So he took what his father said. So he's walking in what his father said. But I don't know. I'd be interested in seeing that. I mean, we know what he's going to get to later on, but
hmm
maybe I'm crediting him with evil too early. So let's continue. Let's continue reading here. Getting more detail. That's why we're reading these chapters. So verse 4. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there. That was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon the altar. And Gibeon, Yahuwah appeared to Solomon by a dream, in a dream by night, saying, The Most High asked, Salakia, the Most High said, Ask what I shall give you. So he must be okay. So he must be doing well because he appeared to him like, what should I give you?
hmm
And oh, you know what I just read? Remember, uh, I believe it was it had to been in Second Samuel. It said Yahuwah loved Solomon. You remember that? Do you recall that?
I missed what you had said.
I said it said in Second Samuel, Yahuwah loved Solomon.
Hmm. You know, I want to say I do. This is after, of course, after his brother died, and after Bathsheba has him. I want to say it's in that same chapter.
Solomon loved. See, it says three came up. I want to say it said Yahuwah loved Solomon. That's in chapter 3 and 3. So this is where we're reading. But it seemed like I remember seeing that. Let me put the LORD and see if it come up. I have his name wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
Second Samuel 12 confirms wife of Bathsheba. Yep, and Yahuwah loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Called his name Solomon, and Yahuwah loved him. Yep, yep. That's 12 and 24. Second Samuel 12 and 24. I remember seeing that. So yeah, that just came back to me at this point when we was reading here.
All
So
praises.
hallelujah. That's indeed. All right, verse 6. And Solomon said, You have shown unto your servant Dawid my father great mercy, according as he walked before you in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness, the heart Slakia, uprightness of heart with you, and you have kept for him the great kindness that you have given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. So that's why he would have been the chosen one, because yeah, Yahuwah loved him. So
Mm-hmm.
so he would have been chosen according to election. So verse 7. And now, O Yahuwah, my power, you have made your servant king instead of Dawid my father. I am but a little child. I know not how to go in or how to go out or come in. And your servant, I was a little child. I wonder how old. Like I said, it didn't even tell us how old he was. Like we haven't gotten that. He's saying now, I am but a little child. Verse 8. And your servant is in the midst of your people, which you have chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and bad. For whom is able to judge this your so great a people? The Most High answers, verse 10. And the speech pleased the master that Solomon had asked this thing. And the Most High said unto him, because you have asked this thing, and have not asked for yourself long life, neither have you asked riches for yourself, nor have you nor have nor have asked the life of your enemy, but have asked for yourself understanding and discerning judgment. Behold, I have done according to your words. Lo, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there is none like you before you, neither after you also any arise like unto you. So he gave Solomon more than anybody in the history. I think his only
Mm-hmm.
rival would be Hamashiach in that sense, and that's because Hamashiach was, you know, part of the, set at the right hand of the Father.
Indeed.
So the begotten of Yahuwah. So verse 13. So they try to play like they so smart now, and they not even on the level that Solomon was. Solomon was ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
That says the scriptures and the Most High power. None will come after him. So verse 13. And I know, and I have also given you that which you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall be none among the kings like unto you all your days. And if you will walk in my ways and keep my statutes and my commandments as Dawid did walk, then I will lengthen your days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, and offered up burnt offerings and peace offerings, and made a festival to all of his servants, and made a feast, Slakia, and made a feast to all of his servants. Slakia, I be tripping sometimes. Said a festival. I'm like, festival?
I
He
was
didn't
like, man,
declare the
where you
new.
get that one from?
I know, right? He didn't declare the new. He made a feast to all his servants. I was like, what? I'm tripping, tripping, tripping. Okay, Salakia, verse 16. Solomon wisely judges. Then came two women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. The one woman said, O my master, I and this woman dwell in one house, and was delivered a child with her in the house. And it came to pass on the third day after I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. And the woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it. And she arose at midnight, and took my son from beside me, while your handmaid slept, and lay in her bosom. And she laid her dead child in my bosom. And
Wow.
when I arose in the morning, I gave my child suck. Behold, it was dead. Now you couldn't look at that and tell it wasn't your child, unless it was early, early in the morning, like still dark.
Mm.
Then that would make sense. But it was dead. But when I considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear. Okay, so she realized this is not my son. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living. is my son, and the dead is your son. And this said, No, but the dead is your son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, The one saith, This is my son that liveth, and your son is the dead. And the other said, Nay, but the son that is dead, but yours is the son that is dead, and the son and my son is the living. So they both saying they both got the living son. So which one is it? No DNA swabs back then. Let's see what happens. Verse 24. And the king said, Bring me a sword. Now, how old is he? I really want to know how old he is right here. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought him a sword before the king. They brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my master, give her the living child, in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor hers, but divided. And
Mm.
the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. And all of Israel heard the judgment of the king and judged and feared the king, for they saw that the king's wisdom of the Most High was in him to do judgment. So
Mm.
I wonder what happened to the other woman, because she was trying to cause that woman's son to be killed. So
You
seemed like
know,
she should have been
I
put
don't
to
know if
death.
we've, yeah, I don't know if there's a law for it, but you know, with the wisdom and what we've seen from Solomon thus far, you know, her end probably wasn't a happy ending. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm thinking that definitely. One, she's a harlot, and two, she tried to get this woman son killed. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Like she was contingent with that. Like, well, if they're not me, me, then her not her either. Like, what kind of
Evil.
foolishness? Yeah, that's completely easy. You got to go, lady. Benaiah,
Hmm.
follow
Right. Fall upon
her.
her.
All
Yeah.
right, kind. All right, chapter 4. We almost finished with this. Oh, we had a time rise. I think we're going pretty good. Oh, we're at hour 22. So, all right, we're almost done. You want to go ahead and pick up this chapter 4 out?
Indeed, Aki.
Hold on.
And just let me know if I go into the matrix or something.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. This is the book of First Kings, chapter 4. Solomon's officials, verse 1. So King Solomon was king over all Israel, and these were the princes which he had: Azariah, the son of Zadok, the priest; Elihoreph, and Ahiah, the sons of Shisha, scribes; Jehoshaphat, the son of Elihud, the recorder; and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the host; and Zadok and Abiathar were the priests; and Azariah, the son of Nathan, was over the officers; and Zabud, the son of Nathan, was principal officer, and the king's friend; and Ahishar was over the household; and Adoram, the son of Abda, was over the tribute. And Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision. And these are their names: the son of Hur in Mount Ephraim, the son of Dakar in Makaz, and Sha'abim and Slakia, and Beth Shemesh, and Elon Beth Hanan,
Wow.
and the son of Slakia. You had something.
I was saying, wow, that was a mouthful.
Con,
Along Beth Hannah, like wow.
Con. Verse 10. The son of Hesed in Araboth, to him pertains Succoth, and all the land of Hepher. The son of Amminadab in all the region of Dor, which had Taphath, the daughter of Solomon to wife. And Baanah, the son of Elihud, to him pertained Taanach and Megiddo, and all Bethshin, which is by Zartanah, beneath Jezreel, from Bethshin to Abel Mahalo, even unto the place that is beyond Yoknim. The son of Geber in Ramoth Gilead. To him pertaineth the towns of Yair, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead. To him also pertain the region of Argob, which is in Bashan. 80 great cities with walls and brassen bars. Ahinadab, the son of Edo, had Mahanaim. Ahimaaz was in Naphtali. He also took Basmath, the daughter of Solomon, to wife. Baanah, the son of Hushi, was in Asher in Aloth. Jehoshaphat, the son of Paruah, in Issachar. Shimi, the son of Elah, in Benjamin. Geber, the son of Uri, was in the country of Gilead, in the country of Shan, king of the Amorites, and of Og, king of Bashan. And he was the only officer which was in the land. Solomon's power, wealth, and wisdom. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 4, verse 20. Yehuda and Israel were many, as the sand which is by the sea in the multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms from the river unto the land of the Philistines, and unto the border of Mizraim. They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life. And Solomon's provisions for one day was 30 measures of fine flour, and 80 measures of meal, 10 fat oxen, and 20 oxen out of the pastures, and 100 sheep, besides harts, and roebucks, and fallow deer, and fatted fowl.
Hmm.
Man, that's a bunch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot. And looks like they was very much into hearts. That's deer. Roebucks
Mm-hmm.
is a different type of deer, and fawn deer. So he must really like deer meat,
Mm-hmm. It
which is
can.
good. I like deer meat. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. All right, verse 24. For he had dominion over all the region on this side the river, from Tessah even unto Azar, over all the kings on this side of the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him.
Mm.
And Yehuda and Israel dwelt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. And Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. And those officers provided victual for King Solomon, and for all that came unto King Solomon's table, every man in his month. They lacked nothing. Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed.
Barley
Praise God.
also and straw for the horses and dromedaries brought they unto the place where the officers were, every man according to his charge. And the Most High gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. Wisdom, Salakia.
Oh, you just cut
Verse
out.
30.
Yeah,
Okay, Salakia.
you back now.
All right. Verse 30. And
Actually,
Solomon's.
Slucky, one quick. You cut it right where you cut it right at 29. It
Oh,
says
Salakia.
the largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. So his heart was as much as the sand on the seashore there. So go
Hmm.
ahead and pick up 30 there, if you will.
Gone. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Mizraim. So, those men of Mesopotamia and the men
Hmm.
of Mizraim, these
Right.
would have been like, two other, what do you call them, world powers at the time,
Yeah.
with their own wise men.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he was head and shoulders above both of them. So
Indeed.
yeah, he definitely, Yahuwah had definitely and he gave him a great Barakah.
Hmm. All right, verse 31. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Heman, and Calico, and Darda, the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his
Excuse me.
and his
Slacky.
songs were 1,005. And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts, and of fowl, and of creeping things, and of fishes. And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon, from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom.
Wow.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he was definitely increased, and his wisdom did shine. So we're gonna wrap up here for chapter 5, and we'll pick up chapter 6 tomorrow. Let's go ahead and finish up this read here.
Indeed, Aki. This is the book of First Kings, chapter 5. Alliance with King Hiram, verse 1. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent his servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father. For Hiram was ever a lover of Dawid. And Solomon sent to Hiram, saying, Thou knowest how that David, my father, could not build a house unto the name of Yahweh his power for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahweh put them under the soles of his feet. But now Yahweh my power hath given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurrent. And behold, I propose to build a house unto the name of Yahweh my power, as Yahweh spake unto Dawid my father, saying, Your son, whom I will set upon your throne in your room, he shall build a house unto my name. Now therefore command you that they hew me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants shall be with your servants, and unto you will I give hire of my servants according to all that thou shalt appoint. For thou knowest that there is not among us any that can skill to hew timber like unto the Sidons. And it came to pass, when Hiram heard the words of Solomon, that he rejoiced greatly, and said, Blessed be Yahweh this day, which hath given unto Dawid a wise son over this great people. And Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have considered the things which thou sentest to me for, and I will do all thy desire concerning timber of cedar, and concerning timber of fir. My servants shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I will convey them by sea in floats unto the place that thou shalt appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there. And thou shalt receive them, and shalt accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. So Hiram gave Solomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desire. And Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household, and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year. And Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom, as he promised him, and there was peace between Hiram and Solomon, and they two made a league together, conscription of laborers. It's the book of First Kings, chapter 5, verse 13. And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men. And he sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home. And Adon was over the levy. And Solomon had 60 and 10,000 that bear burdens, and 80 hewers in the mountains, besides the chief of Solomon's officers, which were over the work, 3,300, which ruled over the people that wrought in the work. And the king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones, and huge stones, to lay the foundation of the house. And Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders did hew them, and the stone quarriers, so that they tim- so they prepared timber and stones to build a house.
Praise
Hallelujah.
Yah. Yes, indeed. All praises. So we have completed the first 5 chapters of the first book of Kings, and we're going to go ahead into the final thoughts and wrap this one up with a nice bow. And all praise to the Most High. Um, I'll go ahead and begin here. So this first book of Kings, chapter number 1, very interesting to begin. We get Dawid in his old age, his son trying to undercut and take over the crown. We got a little bit better understanding of why it was intended to be Solomon as opposed to any of the other brothers, his older brothers. Um, so we got a little bit of understanding there. That was in chapter 1. In chapter 2, we saw what Dawid had given Solomon to do. Then we saw Dawid go the way of all the people of the earth. And we also see his brother be put down, and Benaiah basically elevated to the position of over the host, um, and even putting down Joab and Simi. Uh, S- Shimei is that? Shimei is the
Yeah,
name, yeah.
come. Yeah, Shimmy.
Yeah, Khan. And Solomon, taking the throne and ruling, and asking the Most High for wisdom to judge his people properly, for a wise and understanding heart to judge his people wisely, properly. And the Most High was very pleased with this asking, and actually showing that he actually did exactly what the Most High have given him the ability to do. So we then see his officials named, and we also see him accumulate a lot of power and wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've began the building of the temple for the Most High. Uh, so good start, good place to start. First 5 chapters, very interesting reading, and I try not to overread into it, and because we know what the end of it was. But the reason we're reading is because we want to be edified and knowing what is in between there. Because a lot of this, honestly, a lot of this I have not read. So this is not necessarily news because I've been in discussions about it. I've heard about it, but reading it has been something different. So I'm definitely being edified. So go ahead, Ak, if you don't mind.
Khan, uh, we see something that we've seen before with Dawid's passing and Solomon taking the throne. Uh, he's given Solomon is given instructions,
Mhm.
much like how Joshua ben Nun was given instructions from Moshe.
Con,
These tend to be better transitions
mhm,
when this is accomplished. We didn't see this with Shaul and Dawid
right,
because of Shaul's heart. But
Right.
we definitely want to be able to pass on knowledge to our children and to our grandchildren.
Hmm.
And it kind of sets them on the right track. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we know that everybody loses as well.
Oh,
And
so you went in the matrix on that last sentence. I heard
okay,
you say
Salak,
we
yeah.
know, and then you cut out.
Okay. I was saying that we know that the whole nation for the most part loved Dawid, and we can
Okay.
assume that his son did as well.
Right.
Um, I'm just thinking about how much of a blessing it is to be able to get that blessing from you know the whoever's in that position you're in currently, like that
Right.
person to be able to bestow knowledge upon you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's a valiant point there. Very good. Very good. All praises. I mean, we've gone through, completed Second Samuel, and now we began the first book of Malachim. Uh, Aleph Malachim, or Malachim Aleph, and
Hmm.
it's been good so far. So I'll try to be better with not overreading into it, and give everybody a chance to you know establish themselves and put their information out. So um, not to be so judgmental, so overly
God.
judgmental. Let me say that because so it is what it is. Any last tidbits?
Now just some more things written for our learning.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, definitely edifying. Definitely good. Good to learn. Good to pick up on this information, and it's definitely a barakah. Looking forward to next 5 chapters on tomorrow, on Sabbath tomorrow. We will be starting around 2ish, around 2 o'clock ish, and that's when we'll start broadcasting. Um, maybe 2:15 or so, um,
Hmm.
as we tend to do our devotion and break a little bread before we get started. So, uh, but with that, I'm your Akazaki Yahoo, joined by my most esteemed Aka Kenanaya. We give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 quarters of the earth. We say Shalom Wabarukim, which is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.
Hallelujah.